Created. Haunted. Explored. Quarantined. Thrilled. Traveled. Monetized. And tonight, we are live! Listen up, let me tell you a story about a vlog you think you've seen before. You've seen the coasters and the parks and the adventures, every inside secret and every hidden splendor. 7 seasons and all this time, this channel finally found its shine. But season 8 is coming and you'll better prepare, cause this time we're gonna make you gasp and stare. Created, haunted, explored, quarantined, thrilled, traveled, monetized. But just for you tonight, we're created, traveled, live. Welcome to the show, season 8 survival. We're doing something new, this is our revival. Everybody knows that this season's gonna be wild. Raising up the roof till we hit the ceiling. Get ready for the trips that I'll be revealing. Everybody knows that the season's gonna be wild. Straight fire. My name is Parker of Canada. I like coasters and adventures. Duh. I'm an adventurer, a world theme park traveler, and if you try to stop me, ha, I'll get you out of here. Yukon striker over levy, yeah, I'm that doozy. You may think that my takes are a little juicy. Yo, is this a cred? I like to keep it green, but my fast lane's red. Je suis les ventures de Parker. Oui. J'aime les montagnes russes et la Halloween. Flash some finger guns in all my fun pics. From Disneyland to SDC, Hershey to the parks with flags of 6-7 years on YouTube. And this journey's been nice, but it's time to take a chance. Gotta roll that dice. Bigger adventures, 8 times the fun. AWP has just begun. Welcome to the show, season 8 survival. We're doing something new, this is our revival. Everybody knows that this season's gonna be wild. Raising up the roof till we hit the ceiling. Get ready for the trips that'll be revealing. Everybody knows that this season's gonna be wild. Yeah, that's season 8, but this time we are gonna... Good day everyone, and welcome to the season 8 premiere of Adventures with Parker. For those of you who don't know, my name is Parker. Of course, you would know that if you watched the intro skit. But today, we're just going to be going through everything that I have planned for season 8, including some of the adventures that I have planned / have already been on, my overall vision for the channel, and just stuff like that. You know, I haven't really had an opportunity to just sit down and chat about the state of the channel in a long time, so that's what I want to do with this video. Just talk about my plans, my visions, and all of that good stuff. Now, technically, we're already a couple of videos into season 8. The first video that I kind of consider to be part of this season is my Canada's Wonderland Media Day vlog and review. So that was released back in May, I think. And then I also did a vlog from the Food and Wine Festival at Canada's Wonderland. That is also part of season 8. But of course, I was so far behind on content that I had a bit of overlap with the previous season, with season 7. So yeah, I kind of had to finish that out before I really started out on new content that wasn't as time sensitive as those 2 videos. So that's why I wanted to come in with this video, to really say, hey, season 8 is here. we are officially getting into new content, and I just wanted to celebrate and share all of that with you. But before we do that, I actually wanted to take a moment to look back and share some fun stats from Season 7. So Season 7 ran from May 31st, 2023 with my Canada's Wonderland opening day vlog and review up until July 29th, 2024 with my Six Flags Great Escape vlog and review. In total, Season 7 contained 66 videos, making it the second longest season on the channel, right behind Season 5. 45 of those videos were adventure vlogs, 7 were theme park parlay videos, 10 were POVs, cinematics, and maybe recordings of shows, and then 4 belonged to other categories such as Q&As, interviews, and of course, the first annual Penguin Awards. The most viewed video of last year was my Fire in the Hole POV, which at the time of this recording has 9,378 views. Now this actually makes it the most viewed video that I've ever done for the channel. And my second most viewed video is also from Season 7, and that's my Branson, Missouri vlog and review, you know, where I go and do the mountain coasters and all the little attractions on the Branson Strip. And right now that's sitting at 6,051 views. The least viewed video of Season 7 was my Gurney Mills vlog and review, which is currently sitting at 76 views. You know what, I wasn't expecting that video to do super great anyways, so I'm glad that at least some people watched it. The longest video I made last season was my Halloween Haunt 2023 vlog and review, which comes in at just over an hour. And my shortest video is my Fire in the Hole POV at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Of course, we also hit some pretty big milestones in Season 7. First of all, 1,000 subscribers. We hit that back in October, and that was shortly after my Halloween Haunt vlog and review. And then, flash forward to a couple months later, on April 7th, Adventures with Parker officially became monetized. I mean, these are some goals that I've been working towards for, I don't know, probably a couple years now. But to be where I am now, able to look back and say, hey, I did that, it's kind of crazy. And of course, I couldn't do it by myself. It is all thanks to your support and all the times that you guys watch the videos. So I do appreciate you guys so much for allowing me to reach these milestones. But needless to say, we accomplished a lot with Season 7. And I am so excited to see what Season 8 has in store. I mean, I don't think we'll have any of those big milestones again, but still, I mean, it'll be fun to see how this season compares to the last. But speaking of which, let's dive right into it and talk about what I have planned for Season 8. So the first set of videos I'm going to do are actually going to be vlogs that come from my Florida trip back in February. I have been sitting on these clips for way too long, and I cannot wait to get them out to you. Now, this trip was my first ever solo trip to Florida. Of course, I had been a couple times in the past, but never by myself. And this trip I had basically planned specifically because it had been a hot minute since I had been to Universal, so that was my main priority. Getting back to Islands of Adventure, doing Velocicoaster and Hagrid's, and of course seeing everything that was new at Studios, because up until that point, my last time at Universal was all the way back in 2016, so I hadn't experienced Jimmy Fallon or Fast and Furious, and of course I have my thoughts on those rides, which I'll be sharing when the time comes, but oh man, I was just so excited to be back. And of course that trip also coincided with their annual Mardi Gras event, so I got to partake in some of those celebrations. And then I also decided to do a couple days at Walt Disney World. I got the Park Hopper Pass, and I more or less split up my days where I did 2 parks one day and 2 parks the next. And really my reasoning for doing 2 days at Disney, because I probably could have done a Park Hopper and just did 1 day. I didn't really need that much time at Disney, but I wanted to make sure I got to do both Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy. And I mean, I'm a big Disney lover. Who am I kidding? I probably could have used 4 days at Disney, but we were short on time and I had to squeeze in as much as I could in what little time I had. So yeah, 2 days Disney, 4 parks, and yes, spoiler alert, I did get to do both Tron and Guardians, and I love them both. So yes, that entire Florida series is going to be so much fun. I didn't really do too much outside of the park, save for like doing some stuff at City Walk after Universal closed. But I mean, I did stay on site at Universal at the Endless Summer Resort. So yeah, those are going to be really fun, and those will be coming out to you super soon. I'm already working on my Islands of Adventure vlog, and I think when all is said and done, it might end up being one of my favorite videos that I've ever produced. So yeah, very excited to get those out to you. After that, I'll have a one-off video from an ACE event that was held at NEBs Fun World, which is a family entertainment center in Oshawa, Ontario, just outside of Toronto. That was a really fun day, and we actually got to learn a lot of inside details about what the park has planned for their future, because they're undergoing a massive renovation right now. And a lot of the stuff that we actually learned from the Q&A is already starting to materialize, so it's a little outdated, but you will get a sense of their overall vision and what the park has planned for the next few years. So that's going to be a fun one. And I mean, NEBs Fun World is awesome. We had such a fun day there. We got to do Spare Time Express. We got to do the brand new mini golf course. Then right after that, we kind of jump a bit in the timeline, and I have another mini series from a trip that Mike and I did back in June to see Baby Queen. So Baby Queen is Mike and I's favorite artist. She's originally from South Africa, but right now is based in London in the UK, but she doesn't get to North America very often. But this summer, she went on a little US tour, and when we were looking at the dates and locations, we saw that we could either go to Chicago or we could go to Philadelphia. Unfortunately, there were no dates in Toronto, so we had to make a big drive either way, but we decided to go with the Philadelphia date because we could pair it up with Hershey Park, and that's exactly what we did. So on our first day, we drove all the way down to Philadelphia, and because we arrived so early, we got to check out some things around the city. So we stopped in at a cat cafe, we got to try an authentic Philly cheesesteak, and of course, Baby Queen was so much fun, so that's gonna be a really neat vlog. And then the next day, we went to Hershey Park, which is a park that I've been to many times, and Mike has been as well, but he only went on the night that we did Dark Night, so he didn't really get the full Hershey Park experience because of course we were so focused on doing all of the mazes and the scare zones and all of those kind of haunt things that you can only do for Dark Nights, so he didn't really get to do a lot of the coasters. But I mean, really, this was his first real visit where he actually got to experience everything, and we had such a cute day. I mean, every day that I go to Hershey Park is a good one. I love that park so much. If I could make it my home park, I would. So to be able to share it with Mike was really special, especially because Mike and I aren't able to do a lot of coaster road trips together. He is very busy working a lot of the time. He actually got accepted to law school at the University of Birmingham. Shout out to him. I am so proud of him for that. But because he has to save up so much money to go to school, I usually have to go on all of my trips by myself or with other friends. So the fact that we could do one together was just, it was awesome. I loved it so much. And then the next day on the way home, we also made a little pit stop at Knoebels. We didn't spend the whole day there because we had to drive back, but we did get to spend a few hours at the park and we got to do all of the coasters, so that was awesome. Again, another amazing park that I got to share with Mike. And that brings us to what I think is going to be the highlight of the season, and that is my California adventures. Now this is by far the biggest trip I have ever done in the history of doing adventures with Parker, and oh my gosh, is it gonna be awesome. So this is a trip that I did with my friends Quentin, Amanda, and Tyler, and it basically came about because CoasterCon was held in California this year. So for those of you who don't know, CoasterCon is an annual event held by the American Coaster Enthusiasts, which is one of the biggest coaster clubs out there. And it's basically a chance for us nerds to meet together, hang out in the parks, get some behind the scenes tours, and just have fun being coaster nerds. And that is exactly what we did. So yeah, the CoasterCon part of the trip was held in the Bay Area, so we had stops at California's Great America, Discovery Kingdom, and Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. And yeah, like I was saying, like we got to experience the parks, but then we got to do all of these extra things. Like I got to do a little walk on the Joker. We did this Midway Olympics thing where we all competed at all of the arcade games on the boardwalk. I got to do a behind the scenes tour at CGA and learn about their operations and all of those kind of things. So that was so much fun. And more importantly than not, I also got to meet some really amazing friends while I was down there. I, of course, got to hang out with my Canada crew, but I just made some very strong friendships down there. People who I now talk to every day and with whom I'm planning some trips with. So, God, oh my gosh. Those videos are going to be so fun. I cannot wait to share them. But the California adventures don't just stop at CoasterCon. because Quentin, Amanda, Burke, and I, we wanted to do a little bit more. We figured if we're going to go through all the effort to fly all the way down to California, we might as well do the SoCal parks as well. So after KosherCon, we did a quick stop at Gilroy Gardens, and then we flew down from San Francisco to LA and spent the rest of the time in that area. So we got to do Six Flags Magic Mountain, Universal Studios Hollywood, Knott's Berry Farm, and Disneyland. And then we also had a day for Hollywood. So we did the WB Studios tour in the morning, then in the afternoon we did the Walk of Fame, saw the Chinese Theater, and then Quentin, who does stand-up comedy, actually got to do one of his routines at one of the clubs there in Hollywood, which was really neat to see. So after all of that, my friends flew home, but I wasn't quite ready to leave yet. I knew there was more that I wanted to do, so I had actually booked a few extra solo days. So I ended up staying in an Airbnb in Santa Monica, which was really nice because I could walk down to the beach and the pier, so I did that a couple times a day. And I was a short 15-minute Uber ride from West Hollywood, so I did a couple nights there. And I pretty much just spent my days just hanging out and doing kind of more, I guess, local things. Like I did a hike to Griffith Park. I did, of course, all of the things around Santa Monica. And then on my last day, I went to the Getty, which is this famous art museum out in LA. But yeah, overall, it was such an amazing trip. And those vlogs, I mean, I'm gonna say this for every vlog I put out there, but I am especially excited to do that series. So yeah, I was out there for about 18 days, so that more or less equates to a vlog per day. I mean, some days were combined, some days were split, but yeah, we're looking at somewhere between 18 and 20 vlogs. So obviously, this is gonna be a pretty big series and it's gonna take a while to roll everything out. So I don't know, I might do like a leg of the trip and then like go back to some more current videos, you know, like do the KosherCon stuff, catch up on everything else, do the SoCal stuff, catch up on everything else. So I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking for now. More recently, I just came back from another little trip. This one was with my friends Mitch and Burke, who I also did the Northeast Coaster Road trip last year. And this time, we were doing some parks around the Great Lakes region. So we did Kennywood and Cedar Point, which are both parks that I've been to before. Kennywood I haven't been to since 2022, so it was really great to go back there and get some of the credits that I was missing. And we finished off with Michigan's Adventure, which is an all-new park for me. And again, spoiler alert, but I ended up having a really good time there. I ended up loving the park a lot more than I thought I would. So again, I'm very excited to be able to share my perspective on those visits. Now, looking ahead to the future, I mean, I have a lot to catch up on already. I am going to be going on another little trip, not very long, like just for a weekend, to Darien Lake and Waldameer, and this will actually be with one of my friends who I met over in California. So that's gonna be really fun to be able to reconnect with him and do a couple parks together. And then after that, in September, and I'm not 100% sure on this yet, there's still a few things that I need to work out, but that same group of California friends, we are planning on doing a trip to Silver Dollar City. And I mean, I love that place so much. I think Silver Dollar City might be one of my favorite theme parks. I don't know, I always go between Silver Dollar City, Dollywood, Hershey, and Islands of Adventure, but you know, it's up there. And if you remember from my last vlog, I haven't done Powder Keg yet, so that's gonna be a new credit for me. And of course, because of the rain, I missed the Cape Tour last time, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. So that's gonna be a really fun trip. We'll be down there for a few days, and I imagine we'll be able to do some of the Branson attractions as well. But again, more coasters, more friends, it's gonna be awesome. And that's more or less all that I have planned, like, for sure. I am thinking about going back to Hershey this fall for Dark Nights, since I haven't been since its opening year, and I really love that event, and I'd love to get back. And if I'm going all the way down there, I might as well do another trip to Dorney. I still need to check out Iron Menace, and I really love their Halloween Haunt event as well, so those two parks are a possibility. And I don't really want to stretch myself too thin beyond that. I mean, that's already a very packed season, so I think that will be it. But knowing me, stuff always pops up, and like there's some regular things too. It's like I gotta go back to Halloween Haunt this fall at Canada's Wonderland, and then Winterfest later on in the year. I want to get back to Fear Farm this year, and I also want to go apple picking. Like I want to do some fun local thing this fall, and there's this really cool place called Appleland Station near where I live, and I've been wanting to visit for a few years now. Every year my plans have fallen through, so
maybe this year we'll make it happen. But either way, a big part of my channel is of course doing some of those smaller local attractions, and although I don't really foresee myself doing anything too crazy for the rest of the summer, once September and October hits, I'm sure there's going to be a few fun things to do here and there that'll be scattered in and amongst my my other vlogs. Of course, the other big part of this channel is my theme park parlay series, which I've kind of let slip for the last few seasons. Like I only did, what did I say, 7 videos in season 7. So I want to make a commitment to do a few more this year. And actually, by the time you're watching this, Canada's Wonderland's new for 2025 coaster will be revealed. We'll know the name and the layout and all that good stuff. Fingers crossed it's something good. But I definitely want to do a lot of coverage on that. Now, of course, for those of you who might not be familiar with how I do my theme park parlay videos, I don't really do construction updates, nor do I really consider myself a news channel. The whole point of theme park parlay is to discuss things that are happening in the theme park community. So even though I might discuss like current news items, I always approach them from a more personal, opinionated angle. But with that in mind, there are going to be a few episodes dedicated to the new for 2025 coaster. Absolutely. And in fact, I've already been invited to a media day on National Coaster Day, so that's August 16th, after the coaster is announced, for a special like meet and greet with some park officials and some sort of tour. I don't really know the full details yet. I'm sure all of that will be revealed after the coaster is announced, but that's happening on August 16th, National Roller Coaster Day. So I'll be able to go to Wonderland and get some fun behind the scenes details about this new coaster. Which reminds me, if you have any questions about the new coaster that you want me to ask, drop them in the comments and I'll try to do that for you when I'm there. But yeah, definitely want to do more theme park parlay videos, and I actually have a few ideas to do some history pieces on some famous theme park designers. I don't want to spill the beans too much on what I have planned yet, but I kind of want to do some biography style videos, so be on the lookout for those. Again, I'm planning on doing those in the fall, depending on how far I get on things, but I think I want to get into a schedule where I do a few vlogs and then like intersperse a theme park parlay video, maybe between series or between legs of the California trip. I don't know, I just always feel like I have to prioritize the vlogs because I have so many that I have to get through that I just never have time to do these theme park parlay videos. But I think maybe if I make an effort and space them out like that, I'll be able to make them more consistently. Speaking about doing things more consistently, I want to make a bigger effort to overhaul my Patreon memberships. So for those of you who don't know, Patreon is basically the subscription service where you can pledge a certain amount of money every month, and all of those funds go right back into improving the channel and just making it better and making it the best that it can be. So for example, right now I'm using a lot of those funds to pay for things like my editing software, and I have a YouTube tracking program that I use. All of that is funded by my Patreon funds. But in the future, I want to be able to launch a website. I want to invest in a new vlogging camera, because right now, literally everything is filmed on my phone, which has gotten me by, but you know, a vlogging camera would be nice. But I need a little bit of extra funds to make those things happen. And that's where Patreon comes in. And the way that I kind of want to present it is as, Coaster Radio says it best. It's a tipping service. If you enjoy the channel and you'd like to give a little extra as a tip for what I do, then that's what Patreon is. You give a little and then I give some extra bonus content and videos and, little updates as a way to say thank you for your support. However, because I've been so behind on everything, I haven't always been the best at keeping up to date on my Patreon promises. So I'm really trying to commit to doing at least one bonus video a month. And for those of you who don't know, I have 3 different series that I do on Patreon. The first is Beyond the Adventure, which is basically an exclusive vlog series. So I do a bunch of different kinds of videos there, but one example that I can think of is when I did the Tampa trip. All of the theme park vlogs went on the channel, but then I also filmed a vlog of us just walking around the neighborhood where we were staying, and that episode is available exclusively on Patreon and not on the channel. So you got stuff like that with Beyond the Adventure. The second series is a Vlogs from the Vault, which is basically just editing old vlogs that, for one reason or another, never made it onto the channel. So The one episode that I have out right now is from Victoria Day weekend, all the way back in season 1. I went to edit the clips together, but had some sort of issue with my program and ultimately just gave up on it and abandoned it. But I didn't delete the clips, so all of these years later, I got to go back and now it's available on Patreon. And the third series is Theme Park Kitchen, where Mike and I will actually partner up to create dishes from theme parks. We have a lot of Disney cookbooks, some Universal cookbooks, and we also know a lot of recipes from theme park dishes that are available online. So in these episodes, we're going to work together to bring one of these dishes to life and share our creations. So I don't have an episode of that out yet, but one has been filmed and I'm hoping to get it out within the next week or so. So we're very excited to be launching that together. And with that one, we might even develop into a separate channel. So we're kind of actually using Patreon to test it. So yeah, all of that's to say is that I really want to make a commitment this season to be more consistent with these series, committing to 1 or 2 of these videos a month and actually making your subscription worthwhile. Like I said, I want you guys to think of it more as a tip than a membership, but you know, I still want to provide the things that I promised. So be on the lookout for more videos like that on Patreon, plus some of the other perks that I have available in the upper tiers, such as the Maps and Mail Club, where I send out theme park maps and postcards for my adventures. I have been advertising a group chat, but I don't have enough members to make that happen yet. But once a few more people join on that tier, there's going to be a chat available where you can communicate with other members as well as myself. And then in the upper tiers, you get things like an exclusive Ultimate Adventurer t-shirt. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, head on over to patreon.com/adbparker to check it out and browse through the tiers and see if any of that interests you. But of course, there's no pressure at all. Just you being here and watching this video and showing up for me, that is plenty of support and I appreciate it so much. And I know not everyone has the means to support me in a way like Patreon, but if you do, and if you are interested in something like that, it's available. Likewise, I'm also looking at doing an overhaul of my merch shop. I am signed up for a different platform than the one I use currently, but I haven't yet had a chance to move all my designs over yet. So that is a project that I'm going to be working on within the next couple of months. And I need to update that shop. I need more designs. So slowly but surely, that'll be updated and there'll be new stuff for you available there as well. So stay tuned. When the time comes, I'll announce it in whatever vlog I'm putting out. So yeah, just be on the lookout and I will share updates when they are ready. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's all from me today. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, anything that you want to share with me, please comment down below. I love reading your comments so much and I am always open to feedback. So please, if you have anything that you want to share, just do it. Just share it with me because I want to hear from you. Honestly, it would make my day. Also be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts. I'm at adbparker on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter. Yes, I still call it Twitter. Deal with it. And then I'm also Adventures with Parker on Facebook and TikTok. So social media is a great way to stay in the loop on everything happening on the channel. I always post an update when I make a new video, and I post some fun photos and other things that you don't see on YouTube. So be sure to check me out on those platforms if you want the full Adventures with Parker experience. And with that, let's go. It's season 8, y'all. I've expressed this 100 times in this video already, but I'm so excited to be sharing these vlogs with you. The first one's going to be analysis of the new Wonderland coaster. That'll be out within the next couple of days, schedule depending, and then we're gonna launch right into it with my Florida trip series. So exciting things are coming in the next week. So be sure to subscribe if you're not already. And until next time, let the Season 8 adventures begin. The Season 8 adventures are calling. I don't even know my own outro, but I'm excited. We're here. Let's go. Season frickin' 8. Okay. Bye.